I don't know how well my poor computer is going to be able to stream this, so we might have to adjust on the fly. We'll see. But anyway. BattleTech. Hooray. All of the cutscenes in the game are like that, by the way. Which is neat. Also, not signed in doesn't matter. I was earlier. I don't know why I'm not anymore, but we're doing single player anyway, so it doesn't matter. As far as I'm aware, anyway. I have a game. Which I'll show you. There it is. 14.5 hours? That's not right. No, that's the time of day. Okay, it's the 378 day long save. Which is pretty long, actually. I didn't think I was playing that long, but I have played a little bit, so I at least already know the storyline at the start. How's it going, Igor? I call you that like 6 different names every time I say it. It's part of your name now, just a really long name. How's your morning? Or afternoon, or whatever. Hopefully the volume should be good too. As is tradition, I didn't test anything before I started streaming, so hooray! 10:38. You're an hour behind me. My God.
I am Kamea of House Urano, High Lady of the Oregon
What a
Reach,
strange noise I made.
Protector of Coromidere, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
I always find it weird when games start the story at the end of the story. Because that's actually the end of the story, so there you go. The whole story has been spoiled. I hope you're happy. I need to... hold on. There we go. Turn that down a wee bit. Should be good. This is the... essentially character creation, which I'm going to skip most of, but this is our background. Well, the background of this story, I suppose, but this is the point of interest, which is the Oregon Coalition. Things. Story begins here. You guys can read, probably, hopefully. I don't know if you can actually read that. Decades ago, our family came from somewhere. As far as I'm aware, the only thing this does is give you dialogue options, and I don't know that the dialogue options actually change anything. They're just there, I guess, for extra flair. But I don't know, because it's been so long since I've done anything BattleTech related, I actually don't know what most of these are anymore. My knowledge of the topic is long since gone. Let's go with something like last time I did Deep Periphery because it's Deep Periphery. Basically just uncharted space. Let's do something else. Like what's this one? X. Reading was abandoned in your family in the early 1800s. Ah, I see. I too base everything off pure emotion. It's a much simpler way to communicate. Dedicated and steadfast combatants. Not particularly strategic thinkers. That's me. Let's go with this one. We're from the Capellan Confederation. Why not? By the time you were born, your family become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. And of course, this is always the same, as far as I'm aware. We get a comically named BJ1, which is just blackjack, but you know, I'm a child, basically. This is where we meet Mastiff, which is this guy. He is our teacher. On our 16th birthday, or the day after our 16th birthday, hey Zev. These give us bonuses. I mean, if you want me to be honest, I prefer Gunnery and Guts. Gunnery is aiming, Guts is, there you go, health. It's just useful. Tactics is melee, I think? Oh, called shot. And penalty for indirect fire. Tactics and gunnery might be good. Piloting is melee, that's what it is. We were exiled. You committed an unforgivable transgression. By God. We've ruined everything. How you doing, X and Zev? Zevex? Like FedEx, but better. When we're on our own, we fall into the life of a... You have to go to the store in a moment. Ah, fair enough. Take this one. We could do the Coalition Soldier. I think Coalition Soldier is what I did before, so we'll go fancy and go Solaris Gladiator. Apparently it's not very glamorous, who could have guessed, but you know, whatever. Crossed paths with Mastiff Montgomery once again. He apparently went all the way to Solaris. You offer a job of Royal Guard. Easy. Now we get to name our stuff. Chat's finally showing other people's messages. Well, there weren't many other people messages, so other people's messages. Yo, I wanna... There's they put this in, which, you know, whatever, they, pronoun, cool. There's so much backlash over this, and I don't understand why it matters. Why are people like this? Why do they hate that this is an available option? Very confused. Anyway. I just wanted to point that out. We'll do random names. Try and get a last name that I can actually remember relatively easily as our... Oh my god, as our last name. Two genders herder. But it's the pronoun. They is a legitimate pronoun that people use. I call people they all the time. Borg? Hold on. I'm gonna retype that one because we're not gonna random back to that. There we go. We are now a Borg. And we're gonna be a they because we are a Borg. That's how this works. I'm not gonna customize the face. I'll show it, but I don't really care. What is this? What is this? Why is this? Many questions about this. Here we go. Hell yeah. There we go. Perfect. Flawless. And then this is the customized screen. We're not going to do it because I'm lazy, basically. So this is us now. Hooray. I'm a Borg with lipstick. Actually, hold on. I'm always tempted to take this dude just because beard. That guy looks like a hobo. You know what, actually, let's take Beard Man. Or yeah, Beard Dude. There you go. We are now Beard Man. This is the future. So we came from Compelled Confederation, we're committed unforgivable transgression, and we were a Solaris Gladiator, which ends up with this. We have horrible guts right now, and piloting for that matter. But our gunnery's good. You're not lazy, you're sleepy. This is true. You do get experience as you go through the game. It's very slow, but you do get experience, so you can level these up. Very badass looking. Hey, Avic. I'm a Borg. That goes by the pronoun they. How's your morning? Aren't you eating, like at a fancy place right now or something, or did you get back? Have you not already left? I don't know. I thought you were eating somewhere fancy. The High Lord Tamati Arano II is dead. The Argon Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline. I can't read very well in the morning, apparently. Brother-in-law of the late High Lord is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses, sorry, must be dissolved, Founding Fathers. The Lady Kamiya Arano. This is the person that we saw in the cutscene at the start, because again, the story starts at the end for reasons. This is a, I think, unskippable tutorial part. It's not terribly long anyway, and it sort of builds up the story anyway, so it's fine. CX. I'll still be streaming in 30 minutes, so. Vehicles take extra damage from melee attacks. I actually forgot about that. Want me to be honest? The biggest thing that I've learned from playing it on my own before starting the stream is that you don't want any loss of parts for your mechs. You don't want to lose an arm or a leg. Hopefully don't lose the mech entirely, because it's real bad replacing that. It's expensive, it takes a while, you have to replace all the parts that blew up with it, so optimally you don't get any, like, you know, critical damage on anything. That sounded a little low, actually. That's right, I can't open the menu during this, so whatever. Just to rotate the camera, hey! I had the Espinosa refit yards rush the repairs on your blackjack. You run some diagnostics just to be sure.
I'll come right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more.
Oh, I skipped that. He's just saying there's more to this job than escort duty. He's on to something, you know. Been too quiet since his funeral and worried about Lady Kamea's safety. Let's conduct a weapons test.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything. But my gut tells me something's off. And a warrior trusts their instincts.
Oh, I can open the menu now. Sweet. Hold on, I need to adjust. I guess I'll just raise it. Sounds a little quiet. Hopefully that should be fine though. I have basically, I do this in XCOM too, I have basically all the fancy camera angles turned off, but if this is a problem and people want to see them, I can turn the fancy camera angles back on.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I turned them off because they're a bit wonky sometimes and you can't actually see what's happening, but you know, they're there, I suppose. Oh no, it's a target dummy. You can be naive at times. These are all story-relevant names. And the fact that Lady Victoria reminds him of us is slight importance to later on, but you know. Put some hurt on it.
Kamea's like a daughter to me. And her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
This is basically an explanation of armor. Sort of. Because it's facing us. You can see where we're going to hit it with this little red thing here. So we're going to shoot it in the front, and it being a tank, you can hover over stuff and see. The front of tanks is really, really well armored. But the back of it has basically none. Has 1 structure and 7 armor versus, you know, that. So it's going to show us that shooting tanks in the front doesn't work very well. And it's going to turn around and we're going to shoot it in the butt and it's going to instantly explode.
But she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
I was going to mention other things, but I'm pretty sure this whole tutorial covers most of it.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Not all of it, but most of it. It needs a smooth transfer of power. Not, since we had to do this, not every mech has jump jets. And it's a physical thing on your mech, so if it blows up you can't use your jump jets anymore, but they're very nice to have.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
And now it's explaining heat and environmental stuff without actually saying anything. Water makes you cool down faster, as you can see there. As does icy biomes and snow and stuff like that. Anything warm makes your mech get more heat, or sorry, dissipate less heat, I suppose. Which makes overheating easier. Also, using jump jets normally doesn't break your legs, but our jump jets are bad. So, you know, we broke our legs. The refit yards were backlogged. They were doing every mech. Why would they do this? And now we get to punch it. Punching stuff is really effective, except for the fact that you have to run up to things to punch them.
Engaging physical attack.
At least you can ramp things. You've done that.
If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
And now he's telling us to sprint. There's 3 movement options. As far as I'm aware, there's move, sprint, and then jetpack. Sprint is the only one where you can't do anything afterwards, but, you know, you go farther, so. You also get evasive charges depending on how far you move, like that. which makes you... It increases the difficulty to hit you, essentially. There's a lot of dice rolls that go on in this game, including initiative rolls. Not really initiative rolls, but there is initiative still. It is a tabletop game, to be fair. He's waiting for us at the mech bay.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
I know my way around a cockpit. Haha. And this is Enano, the person that we are escorting and protecting. And there's Victoria. Behold the responsibilities of a noble daughter. And apparently these two are gonna fight in the arena and everyone's betting on it. That seems a bit dangerous considering, you know, leader of the area and whatnot. He also uses a Kaga, which I don't know what that means, but, you know, it's a Kaga. I assume it's an assault mech, but I don't know. Actually, no, Kaga's not an assault mech, is it? There's only so many assault mechs.
Mission successful.
We did it. The champ. Actual god of this game. Hold on one second. You guys can still see the game, but I can't. Technically full screen, so when I tab out it disappears from existence. And sometimes crashes.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters, and the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Orana will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
That's a very sudden cut of the music there. Yeah, it would be right. What I don't understand is why are all these mechs on dropships? Or why is everyone on dropships? I always assumed they were on this planet, considering this is where like the everything is. Maybe the refit yards aren't on the planet. It's entirely possible. There's one thing about this game, I do wish the load times were faster. As you can see, they're a bit long. I guess I could have put it on the SSD, but you know, it's still long.
Command interface initiated.
Also, the cutscenes are so much louder than everything else, and it bothers me. The city gates and my future. But wait, there's smoke. That ain't right. So no emergency band, and there's smoke, there's mechs over there.
I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Whoa, there it goes. The maps in this game are actually relatively large, considering how slowly you traverse. Units travel faster along roads. But they're all about the same side. Most of the time you don't use pretty much like 80% of the map for the smaller missions, but still. Anyway, there's mechs over here. But we have a goal to do. As it mentions here, outside of combat you can move freely, and your units will always automatically sprint, and you can move them all at the same time. So,
Sounds good. I'm moving.
quickly move everyone up. Everyone in this group has a medium mech, I believe. That's laser fire.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation.
Which told me you're doing a thing again. Are you doing a thing again? I am doing a thing again.
Raju, I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
Of that, I have no doubt.
We're just gonna travel down the road.
Roger.
Last time I did this, I went up here because there's a little path right here that you can go down and then group up there, but we'll just go down that road. You love things that are being done again? Hell yeah. Me too.
On my way.
I'm on it.
I guess I could show everyone's mechs. I don't actually like the blackjack, but you know, it's there. The other ones we have a Centurion, which I do actually relatively like. It's okay. And then the Cantado, which we won't get to see for a very long time, but, you know, it's got a bunch of SRMs, which I quite like SRMs. Let's get everyone here first,
I'll make it happen.
before we step into this, because once we step into this, it'll trigger everything else with these guys.
I've got your back.
So we can sort of pseudo set people up, kinda. By the way, these arcs are weapon arcs. I wish there were distances on them so I could tell what the fuck the distances were, but you know, it should be fine. We'll park there.
Moving out.
It's gonna trigger that cutscene, but not cutscene. This thing, whatever this is. Is the road behind you clear? And of course, Mastiff cannot be fooled. Kill the old man.
Fall back.
That's
Command.
rude.
Get behind us.
You didn't train me to cower, Raju. You trained me to fight.
Safety disengaged.
So unfortunately we've gone into combat, which means initiative is a thing now. Initiative's this bar at the top when the UI comes back. Someone is outside my window. By God. Anyway. Every mech, depending on its size and speed, has an initiative. Slowest is 1, fastest is 5, and they just go in that order. If there's multiple on an initiative, I think there's a speed setting. What? Why is there someone outside my window? Hold on. Sometimes I wonder. Anyway. Otherwise, they might just alternate, I don't know, but there's an initiative system.
How can I help?
So Mastiff is apparently 4. I don't know why he's 4. Because he is in a medium mech, and those are usually 3, but anyway. What was I saying? I don't know, but we can shoot at stuff now. He does have multi-target. Oh, he's like max level, isn't he? So that's why he's at 4, because he's got that. Anyway, he's got multi-target, so we can, for instance, target both of these guys so that my LRMs do actual damage. It'd be pretty good. The other thing we can do is scooch this way. Not quite that far that way, apparently.
Confirmed.
And then shoot so that we have a slightly better, no, not sensor lock. Slightly better angle on this guy. Not that it really matters, because he's shoddy, which means he has no armor or ramshackle, I guess. Anything that has this status on it means it has basically no armor, which means it's extremely easy to kill. Because armor is the big thing. Once you get through armor, you actually do damage to stuff, which is beneficial. Like blowing off arms. That sort of thing. The other thing you can do once you're past armor, this dude's taking quite the beating there.
Punch through my defenses.
I'm listening.
The other thing you can do once you're past armor is punch things. Which we're gonna do for style points.
Going hand to hand.
Now he's unsteady. Did we do it again? Let's just keep punching them. This is horribly ineffective means of fighting, but you know.
Engaging physical attack.
There you go, did it. Did that even hit? Oh, knocked him down at least. Knockdown gives a pilot injury. If you get too many pilot injuries, your pilot's, well, I guess dead, but knocked out of action, which means they can't do anything. But also, if you get knocked down, can't even see him if I park there. We can do this though. Okay. If you get knocked down, anyone shooting at you gets a free called shot. Which means you pick your target, you get a higher chance to hit. It's pretty good. Like that.
Damn you for making me do that, son.
I don't know what the camera's zooming in on, but hey, it's zoomed. Ow. I think the Kentaro's probably the best mech we have, but he's the best pilot. Mastiff over there. We're just gonna keep punching things. I just like punching things. It's horribly ineffective, but you know. Look at that, I blew up his arm. This should probably kill him. Yeah, there we go.
Kid, one fewer hostile on the board.
Generally, you want to shoot your guns instead of ramming your face into things because it'll do more damage if they hit, but you know. The tourney pavilion is a slaughterhouse, by God. Go to the armory. Make my troops be 100% flamethrowers and jetpacks. We can actually do that. And somewhat hilariously, it actually can work. You can't take what he told you on faith. His loyalty is beyond question. The way flamethrowers work, though.
Guard. And I fear this is only the beginning.
is they do primarily heat damage,
Keep close.
which once you overheat, you start taking structure damage.
Ugly between here and there.
And it sort of keeps them from shooting back, but it doesn't do very much damage very quickly. Are we still in combat? Oh, we are, because we can see stuff over there. God damn it.
Affirmative. Got a new contact on my screen.
Feels awkward, man. I actually really like flamethrowers just because they're so stupid. Their only purpose is to make the other person overheat and then stop shooting at you. It's pretty good.
Affirmative.
These are all just, as you can see, it says vehicle. These are all just varying vehicles. 30, 35, and 25 apparently. But vehicles are extraordinarily weak. Little giant, 80-ton robots with guns, as one might imagine. Not that they can be not that you should underestimate them, there's a fourth one. Because these do have the same weapons that mechs do. Just less of them. Like there's a, I think it's the 35-ton one. It might be something else. Might be the 30. One of them has a autocannon. And autocannons are extremely dangerous because they are autocannons. This guy, Scorpion. Only an AC-5, but it is still an autocannon. And anything with SRMs or LRMs is also kind of annoying. I can still shoot at him despite there being no line of sight, apparently. Oh, well. Wait till you get the 80-ton plus tanks. Yeah. In my other game, I never actually even saw, much less had, an assault mech. Hey. Ow. Did you get close enough to me, bud? Banging noises in the background. Welcome to, like, my daily life, if you're curious. It's just, banging noises. Okay, so you can't actually get close enough to melee, so...
I'm on my way.
We're just gonna walk over here and step on this dude.
Closing into melee range.
Good hit.
I'm glad he said good hit for stepping on the tank.
Destroyed.
You do you. Vehicles also tend to be relatively slow. The fastest are 3 initiative, I think, and then the rest of them are 2. How am I doing? I'm alright. Or from the aforementioned constant noise that's around this place, but, basically used to that, I guess. Good shot on that rock over there.
Enemy unit destroyed.
This is the first mission, it's basically a tutorial, it's pretty easy. Every story mission past this one is very difficult if you do them essentially as soon as you can. Which, as soon as you can do them, is when you have the minimum strength to do it.
You've got my attention.
They're very, very... Oh, he's on a cliff face. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? Well, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna have him sprint somewhere. We could sprint this way. He doesn't have jump packs, apparently. So he can't just step down from here, apparently. I don't really know why, but it wouldn't let him, so he's gonna go around.
You have my attention. Confirmed.
And then we're gonna shoot missiles at this dude. Not those
I'll
missiles.
do what you ask.
That may have been overkill.
Flagged a hostile vehicle.
It should put us out of combat, too. Yeah.
Yes, I hear you. I'm on the move.
Until we inevitably see something else, and then we'll be back in combat.
Oh no.
Your uncle, do you hear me? He's usurping the throne. My god. I watched an Espinosa battle mech pile through an alley full of citizens. Sorry, civilians. Same thing, I guess. That's a bit rude. What did they do to you? No. It can't be. You taught me lies. That's true. Victoria thinks she can actually kill us in the tutorial mission. Haha, you can't actually die in this.
Attention, all Espinosa forces. This is Lady Victoria Espinosa. Lady Arano is to be apprehended and taken alive by my command. Fail to follow these instructions, and you will have me to deal with.
Despite having substantially better mechs, with substantially more armor, it doesn't take much to kill a mech. Like this guy. That, right there. Which is left torso. That has no armor, so it's in structure. If that dies, this arm explodes, which opens up his center torso and his head. And if something hits that and breaks through the armor, then he dies, you know. You know how this works, theoretically. He has 2 light mechs.
Roger.
And a cicada, which is basically worthless. So he has 2 light mechs, which are light mechs. They don't really pose much of a threat, generally speaking. And he has a cicada, which is probably literally the worst medium mech. Maybe I'll just kill it immediately.
Roger that.
Knocked it down immediately. So the ways that you can die in this game are pilot injuries, being knocked down, the head being hit is a pilot injury, torso parts being blown up is a pilot injury. If your pilot takes too many injuries, they go down, they're out of the fight. If both of your legs get blown up, the mech is out of the fight because it can't do anything. It can't stand, it's kind of hard to be a mech when you can't stand. If the head gets shot, good job, dude. If the head gets hit and blown up, your pilot is killed immediately, the mech goes down. If the center torso blows up, your pilot is killed, the mech goes down.
Tell me what you need.
A lot of ways to die in this. But anyway, he did, I can't show you because my stuff doesn't work, but he did death from above and missed, which is hilarious. We could probably just punch him to death. Yeah, we'll just walk up and shoot him.
Location confirmed.
Death from above does a lot of damage to your target if it hits, but it does stability damage to both of you and damages your legs, which is not generally good, as you can see. Does a lot of damage to your legs. It actually almost killed him. Which would have been great, actually.
Affirmative.
Wish I could see whatever I just did to this dude over here. I didn't kill him, so it doesn't really matter. May as well shoot at this guy and take him out. The head is very hard to hit pretty much any time you're ever shooting at anything, so I always just go core, or legs if they're weak.
All weapons committed.
It shouldn't matter because he's basically dead anyway.
Enemy mech destroyed. Incoming transmission.
Hello? This is a great sound.
Attention, citizens of Coromadir 6. This is Lord Santiago Espinosa. With the unanimous support of the founding houses, I have assumed control of the Oregon Coalition. For your own protection, I urge you to remain calm and stay indoors until otherwise instructed. All hostile units, stand down, and you have my oath that you will not be harmed. Resist, and you will be fired upon.
A great announcement sound.
My father placed his faith in that man. I gave him my trust. He was family.
I haven't really mentioned much about weapons, but certain weapons have certain minimum ranges. If you try to shoot shorter than that minimum range, their accuracy is garbage. But lasers have a huge range variation. You can shoot point blank, or you can shoot up to their maximum, which, you know, is like 100 meters or something, I don't know what it is. And their accuracy basically doesn't change. So I stepped back a little bit so that this guy's farther away from me, because the AC... Target move, +2, target size, +2. Hoping it would show the ranges on here. Range long, that doesn't really help. But anyway, the autocannons and LRMs are longer range weapons. So you step away from your target so that you have a better chance to hit. The city is lost. We must flee. I have a dropship waiting at Shepherd's Pass. Ah, good. Very convenient.
You get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. We will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
That's what you think, haha. Don't know why the camera panned back over there. Hello. Bit rude, you're gonna shoot me in the butt? Door not got the building directly in front of you. Ah, you know, you do you. 1 second to check on something. Hey, we good.
Reading you loud and clear.
Unfortunately, we're in combat, so we gotta casually walk our butts over here. Slow boat way.
Copy that.
We've generated a lot of heat. This is the heat bar. I don't think I ever pinned that on. This is the stability bar. But we have generated quite a lot of heat, and if we shoot all of these, we will generate even more heat. So, should probably not shoot something. I'll shoot the lasers, because those generate a lot. We'll still overheat, though. Oh, SRMs generate a lot of heat, too, apparently. Yeah. Do that. Overheating causes structure damage
Engaging hostile.
for every turn that you're overheated. Bad. And if you fill the heat meter entirely, it causes you to shut down, which means you have to spend a turn restarting. Means that you're very easy to hit because it's called shots. Have him sprint up here. These cold shots can be on you, and then, you know, you can't move or shoot or anything for a turn, so it's kind of bad.
You've got my attention.
All right, Mastiff, all on you, my man. We could just shoot it from here, can't we? No, because he's facing the wrong way. That's great. see he walks backwards.
I'm firing on the enemy.
I keep forgetting AC-10s can kill this.
Vehicle down. The poor bastards.
Poor bastards.
Standing by.
Oh, that's right. I was about to say, for some reason we're still in combat, but that's why. I forgot there's turrets up there. Turrets can, not showing me the line to that, but whatever. Turrets can sensor lock you, which is annoying. So can light bags. So can anything, actually, but... do whatever you must, Betrayer. Sensor lock means you lose 2 evasion and you are visible for that turn. Even if you try and hide somewhere, everyone can see you and shoot at you. Captain House.
As you command, my lady.
Hello. He's in a Wolverine. A properly equipped Wolverine, specifically. Why can you not shoot anything? There we go. He will overheat. I say properly equipped, he's only got 3 guns, for some reason. No matter what we do here, if we shoot, we're going to overheat, aren't we? Nope. Can do that.
Target confirmed.
Didn't really do much, but hey, we shot something at least. I could have hunkered, I guess. -1 evasion. Turrets are really annoying because they have good weapons. Generally speaking, they have fairly good weapons. They're very slow, though, and have basically no health, so... trade-offs, I suppose. Why is that such a bad chance to hit him? Can't see him, that's why. Everything has a lot of health in this. Everything has a lot of armor in this. Almost nothing has a lot of health. And certain weapons are better against armor, like missiles. And in the mech's case, the back is a weak point. Especially on this guy in this instance. We can use this as an example. The front armor, you know, 80 armor, 90 armor, 65... 80 on the legs and stuff like that. The back, though, the arms have no armor on the back. The core has no armor on the back. So if you get behind this dude and shoot him in the back, you'll probably kill him in 1 turn. Recurring tendency. If you shoot stuff in the front, it doesn't work very well. The turrets, they don't have positionals, but they also have 7 structure health, so... once you get a volley of missiles, it's basically dead. Everything can take a beating. Yeah. Get a good angle. That's basically the premise of this game.
Roger that.
Unfortunately, at this part of the game, we don't have jump jets, so it's very difficult to get proper angles on stuff. Let's just kill the turret.
Say goodbye.
Autocannons are extraordinarily good at just killing things instantly. Which is why I'm worried about things with autocannons in them. Look, this guy's got jump jets. What a show off. That was death from above.
You have my attention.
We are behind him now. We have to rotate, so we can't fucking see him. There we go, we've done it. We are behind him with a bunch of SRMs. We're gonna overheat like hell, but it's probably worth it. How much armor? He's got like no armor. See? See how effective that was?
Reporting a critical strike.
And we knocked him down, so this fight's basically over now, because he made the poor decision to show his back to someone with SRMs. He's now on fire, but that's fine. So we're gonna ignore him, which probably doesn't make any sense right off the bat, but he fell over, so he lost initiative, so his initiative is 2. He's already gone this round, hasn't he? Yes. So he's already gone, so all of our mechs are gonna get another turn before he can even stand up, so we're just gonna ignore him and shoot at this thing real quick. Lasers are bad against armor, by the way. Which is very irritating, but you know. Not necessarily that they're bad at armor, it's just they generate a lot of heat for not a lot of damage. Step on him.
To hell with the weapons.
There you go. Stepped on him. Wasn't very intimidating, I guess. But...
Loud and clear. Acknowledged. I'm moving.
Surprised that didn't kill him, to be honest. Alright, fine. You want to play hard to get, dude? Well, actually, what if I just park literally next to you? Is it physically possible to shoot you at this range? I'm curious. Because he is down, so... Yeah, you can see the autocannons are still garbage. We'll do it anyway.
All weapons committed.
Good shot.
Enemy mech destroyed.
There we go.
Orders?
Easy win. And for some reason we're still in combat? Oh, he can't... Never mind, we're not in combat. He just can't sprint because he's unstable.
Copy that.
I forgot about that. Because that dude jumped on him, he lost all his stability, he couldn't sprint. If you brace, you regain all your stability. But you can't do anything if you brace. You can move and brace, but you can't shoot and brace. Or move, shoot, and brace.
Fall in behind me.
I'll do what you ask.
There we go. In another 5 minutes. That's a bit long.
Thank you, Sir Raju. Thank you both. I won't forget what you've done for me today. I promise you that.
Run away! This should be the end of the mission. Protect the dropship. And unfortunately, because if you recall our mech was broken when we started this, it seems rather unhappy about existing. And if you're a smart cookie, you figure out already why it was, but you know, hey, she ruined our mech. You vicious little brat. Off we go. It is an option to eject, and sometimes it's useful. It blows the head off the mech, because that's where the pilot is, and you just launch into fucking space. So, good for saving the pilot if your mech's gonna die.
Mission successful.
I've done it, I think, once. Although I prefer not replacing mechs at all, but you know, keeping a pilot if you can is useful. But hooray, we finished the tutorial mission. Takes the game a little bit to open up, to be fair, but you know. We didn't die, but everyone else did.